Lavanya's computer classes. In this video, I am going to explain types of entity sets. In the ER model, already I explained in the previous video, I explained components of ER model. In the components of ER model, entity and relationships are there. Now I will go for what are the different types of entity sets. So what is an entity? Means entity is a real world object. So any real world object is known as an entity. Collection of entities are known as entity sets. Now we go for what are the different types of entity sets. So now we have two types of entity sets are there. One is strong entity set, and the second one is weak entity set. So these are the two types of entity sets. So what is entity? Means entity is a real world object. What is entity set? Means collection of all entities is known as entity set. Which symbol is used for representing entity set? Means we know that is rectangle. Rectangle box is used for representing entity set. So how many types of entity sets we have? Means we have two types of entity sets are there. Those are, one is the strong entity set, second one is the weak entity set. Now we go for what is the strong entity set. Strong. So in the name only it is the strong entity set. How you know it is a strong entity set? Means any entity set can be uniquely identified using its primary key attribute is known as a strong entity set. Any entity set is uniquely identified by using some attribute that is called as primary key, that is called a strong entity set. Or simply any entity set have primary key, that is also called as strong entity set. Any attribute, any entity set has primary key, that is called as strong entity set. So what is the use of primary key? Means primary key or entity set uniquely identification means it is used for identifying the entity set. For example, I will explain. This is the student table, student entity set. Entity set means collection of entities. For example, like this: serial number, student name, age. If you take like this. So these are the fields, attributes of an entity set. So how can you represent this? Means we can represent like this. Student is the entity set name. We are using like this entity set. So here we know, how can you know it is a strong entity or weak entity? Means first we take some value. Serial number 1, student name is A, age is 18. Again we take another second record. The student name again A, no problem. In the class, two students' names are same. It is possible. Two student names are Rama, two students' names are Deepa, Krishna, whatever it is. A is also, because all are the same class, so almost all age will be also same. So both the students' names are same and age is also same. But how can you identify one student to another student? Means we need one attribute should be different, unique. Like your roll number or your hall ticket number, because hall ticket numbers are not common for student to student. Hall ticket number should be different from student to student. So like this. So here one is the roll number, two is the second student roll number, hall ticket number. So if you are called, any student called by name A, means both the students are raise their hand because both the names are same. Similarly, according to age also are not possible to identify. But how can you identify one student to another student? How can you differentiate one student to another student? Means we need at least one field should be different from other fields. So which field is different, uniquely taking the values from other values, that is through primary key it is possible. I will explain what is the primary key concept in the next videos. So which attribute has primary key, or through which attribute it is possible to identify that type of entity set is known as strong entity set. So any entity set have primary key, that entity set is called as strong entity set. So this is the example of strong entity set, because here serial number or all ticket number, whatever it is a primary key attribute. So the primary key attributes are represented by underline. If any field down underline is there means it is a primary key attribute. If an entity set has primary key, that is called as a strong entity set. Strong entity set is represented like normal rectangle symbol only. So this is the definition of a strong entity set. So what is strong entity set means? Any entity set with primary key is known as a strong entity set. Next, second category. What is the second category? Weak entity set. In the name only it is there, it is a weak. That means it is not possible to identify any record uniquely, or otherwise any entity set has no primary key attribute. Has no primary key attribute, it is called as a weak entity set. If it is a weak primary key, for example, I will give one more serious student's roll number is also 1 means immediately it is not accepted. Because serial number is primary key means it not accepted duplicate values, because 1 is already repeated. It is not accepted duplicate values. That is the concept of primary key. So any as entity set has primary key, that is called as a strong entity set. Weak entity set means has no primary key. For example, here taking employee number, employee name, company name, where he is working. So this is the table or entity set, whatever it is. So in this, employees names, 2 employees companies are there. Company name A, or otherwise go for HCL, go for ECIL. One more employee is also HCL. Employee name A, another employee name is also A, another employee name is B. So here employee name is A and employee name is also A, and here AB, here also AB. HCL, here also AB. But employee number should be unique. But if you are not mentioned, it is a primary key. There is no primary key concept, you are not introduced, means employee number is also like a normal key. Whatever the values are entered, it is accepted. So here, one AB HCL, one AB HCL, because you are not specified the primary key. Any attribute has no primary key. Primary key is not there means that accepting duplicate values, repeated values. Here first row and third row, both the rows are same. There are 2 employees are there, both the employees names are AB and both are working in HCL. So that means these 2 things are possible to common values, but compulsory we take employee number is different. But you are not mentioned any primary key concept here. If you are entered employee number 1 is twice, mean that is also is accepted. So how can you recognize, how can you differentiate these 2 employments? There is no separate field is there. So there is not, in this example, it is not possible to identify one person to another person. So any entity set has no primary key, or any entity set is not possible to identify uniquely. Not possible to identify uniquely. That is called as weak entity set. So how can you represent weak entity set? Means rectangle only, but 2 rectangle symbols. 2 rectangle symbols are representation of strong weak entity set. I will give the example. One is for strong entity, another one is weak entity. This is the strong entity set. For strong entity sets, only 1 rectangle. In this, student with serial number. This is the attribute. I will explain the next one. Attribute and S name, some A's. So in this, which field, which attribute is possible to identify? That means which attribute is possible to uniquely identify, means that is serial number. So you write underline of serial number. So any attribute has primary key. It is known as a strong entity set. This is the strong entity set representation. In this, serial number is a primary key attribute. So through this one we can easily identify. Weak entity set. Weak entity set means there is no primary key concept. Double rectangle. So inside the double rectangle we use employee table. Employee table has employee number, employee name, organization name. O name means organization name. Here we are not keep any underline. That means we are not keep any primary key. No primary key concept in this example. So no primary key means it is not possible to uniquely identify. So this is the example for weak entity set. So these are the what is entity sets, types of entity sets. Thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, please like my channel, subscribe my channel, like it, share my video. Thank you.